violence, speed, momentum. What am I talking about? That's right, Blue Lock, a sports manga that's currently serialized in Kodansha's Weekly Shonen magazine and has released about 14 volumes so far. So why should you read Blue Lock? That is the question I will attempt to answer today on this brand new segment I'm starting on this channel called Why You Should Read. Alright, anyways, so Blue Lock is a sports manga that revolves around the sport soccer with our very original looking protagonist Isagi Yoichi. Wait, not him. No, not him. That's him. Who, after not making it to nationals, is given another chance to become the greatest striker in the world. Through the Blue Lock project, a sort of battle royale-esque system that whittles down its competitors until one is left standing, who will become Japan's striker. So first thing is we're not stuck in a Japanese high school, yeah! But more importantly, one thing that is noticeably different from other sports manga is the sort of focus on winning by yourself, or being selfish in the way you play. Kinda like if you remember back in school when you had to play sports, there was always that one guy who he may or may not have been decent, but god damn would he never pass to others. At the same time, if you didn't pass to him, he would get pissed off. But yeah, that's pretty much Blue Lock, and honestly, it makes for a nice breath of fresh air compared to the usual sports manga that focus on the bonding and teamwork of everyone. Blue Lock instead goes screw that, people need to be selfish and need to hog the ball, which makes for an interesting dynamic. Now I know this has received some criticism in that this is quote unquote not proper soccer, and that there's no way people like this would make it into a proper team, and while that may be true, it doesn't mean it's not entertaining as how to read, which it is. So there are many characters in Blue Lock who range from absolute douchebags to sort of douchebags because they're really good at soccer to absolute spawn of the devil. Gosh, trust me, when you start reading this, you will hate this guy. But anyways, where does our boy Yoichi fit into this? Well, he comes into Blue Lock as a person who has lost his chance to nationals due to him passing to his teammate, and so slowly learns to be more confident in himself as to when to shoot, when to pass to his teammates, and it's quite interesting to see this change in himself as the manga goes on. How about the other characters? Well, we have Meguru Bachira, a great dribbler who meets our protagonist very early on and forms a sort of close friendship with him, and is one of the more flushed out characters. We also have Itoshi Rin, who's regarded as the number one in Blue Lock. We also have Shark Boy, we have douchebag number one, we have inspiring backstory guy, douchebag number two, guy who kind of looks like that one character from Yowamushi Pero. I think it's the eyes. Yeah, it's the eyes. And many more characters. Now, there are many characters in this manga and more that get introduced as it slowly goes on. And sadly, some do get put in the back burner, some that get hyped up as they're the new opponent but quickly forgotten about, or some that seem quite interesting but never really explored more deeply, which is a little disappointing. However, I feel that instead of the mangaka focusing on this, he is instead focused on making the games feel as hype as humanly possible. And has he achieved this? Oh yeah. The real great thing about this manga is every time I sit down and read a new chapter, it's always the hypest scene ever, and just continues to build on it and go up and up and up to the moon. Just like how GME will, am I right guys? But yeah, and right now we are in a very exciting arc that has very real consequences for our main characters and will be interesting to see what the mangaka decides to do. But now, how does the mangaka make these games so hype? Well, it comes down to a few things. The first is the art. Now the art is really good. Now I'm not talking about vagabond levels of orgasmic art, but still very good, especially during the important bits like when the main characters take a shot. I mean, look at this, or this, or this. Oh wait, not that one. But no, some of these are so nice to look at, especially some of the metaphor ones, having a lion represent them, which makes sense as lion is the king of the jungle. Now, another reason these games are so fun to read is the sort of abilities each character has and learning about them, and as we have abilities that range from just I run fast to having really good spatial awareness, and seeing how a team can use these abilities in order to win is really fun to read, as well as just all the characters' personalities clashing together that have to slowly get adjusted to one another like our main protagonist and the number 1 of Blue Lock, Itoshi Rin, who, while are completely different in terms of their personalities, they are actually quite similar in the way they play soccer. But because of these abilities, it has gained some comparisons with Kuroko no Basket, and that both are sports mangas, with the characters having abilities or powers, whatever you want to call it. And I know it's not for everyone, but I mean, personally, I love Kuroko, and seeing some of the abilities was really fun, but I know many people did not like it because of this exact reason, so there's that, so do be wary of that. And honestly, if you are looking for complete realism in a sports manga, then this is probably not the manga for you. Now, one other criticism for this story is because it's so fast paced and never slows down, we never get time to learn much about the characters, so there's never that emotional payoff that you see from other sports mangas, most notably Haikyuu, which has that downtime between the hype games that allows this development. And we see this in the games, like that one moment with Tsukushima in the game against Shira Torizawa, you know the one I'm talking about. Not only was that hype as hell, but it had that payoff that had been building since we met the character. And so, if you are looking for an extremely enjoyable sports manga, then look no further than Blue Lock. It may not be the most accurate to the sport, but man, once it gets going, it does not stop. With its crazy cast of characters and exciting matches, had me binge reading most of the chapters within a few nights. And so, please give it a try, and with an anime adaptation that's sure to come soon, now is a better time than any to give this a try. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm planning to do more of these sort of videos, as well as others discussing manga as well as anime. So if you enjoyed any of this, please give it a like and a subscribe. And as always, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.